Hi, welcome to Gasgoo Talk. Today, we are very glad to have two distinguished guests from Inteva Products, Mr. Gerard Roose, Global President and CEO, and Mr. Richard Zheng, Global Vice President and Managing Director of China. Inteva Products is a U.S. headquartered global supplier serving 6 key markets: passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, defense, marine, consumer products, and industrial sectors. In the automotive field, Inteva is known for its strong engineering, manufacturing, and customer service capability across collision systems, interior systems, motors, and electronics. The company operates 30 manufacturing plants and 15 engineering centers across 18 countries. Can you give us a brief introduction about the company, especially in the automotive industry?
Sure. Inteva Products is a global automotive company. We have over 9,000 employees worldwide. We're also very big in China. It's our second largest market. We pride ourselves in highly engineered products for the automotive industry, products, components, and systems. And our products include door systems. Mm-hmm. They include interior components. They include motors and electronics, we're very excited about the industries or the products that we serve in this industry, and it's really about delivering product to high engineering standards to the highest quality. That's mm-hmm. what's expected today in automotive.
Yeah. Now it's the Auto Shanghai 2025. What kind of products and innovation technology you bring to Shanghai?
So we're very excited to be here. For me personally, it's my first time at the Shanghai Auto Show, so it's something I've looked forward to. Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, the Auto Show in Shanghai today is the automotive show around the industry. So everybody comes here to see the latest in technology and to be able to show what they have. So for us, it's all about mobility and the trends in mobility and our products. In our booth, we've got multiple examples of different technologies along the products that I described to you. Mm-hmm. We've got experts that are here to present those technologies to our partners, to our customers. So we're just very excited to be here.
You cover a wide range in the automotive industry. How will you allocate the resources to different business units?
So we allocate resources. It's not a difficult choice, quite frankly, because all of those product lines mm-hmm. are important to us and to our customers. Mm-hmm. It is a diverse product line because it's not normal to see interior suppliers that also provide latches, that also provide window regs and motors. These are two very different product lines, but we've been in these product lines a long time. And our focus when we allocate resources mm-hmm. is really to meet our customers' expectations. So that's what drives our resource allocation. You can't shortchange any product line, or you can't shortchange any customer, because at the end of the day, then you won't be in that business for long. Mm-hmm. So we prioritize according to the needs of our customers. That's really our focus.
Inteva has a global presence in 18 countries. I think that countries' market differs, right? They're quite different. For example, in China, EV industry developed very fast. Will you adjust to this trend? And does the development of the EV industry create more opportunity for your company?
It does, and because we have a very large presence in China, mm-hmm. it has helped our company tremendously because of the increased focus on BEVs. Our presence in China today, about 85% of our current business mm-hmm. is in BEV. So it's a very large percentage of our Chinese business. Mm-hmm. 95% of our bookings in China are all BEV. So for us, the BEV environment, or the vehicles, are very important, and so we're very focused. And being in China and being present allows us to be at the forefront of what the demands are for BEV. And it doesn't mean that we don't focus on ICE. In fact, many of our customers still have a very strong presence in ICE. The good thing about our products is that our products are generally a good latch, a good interior, a good window lift system. It's good if it's in BEV or it's good if it's in ICE. And while there are certain technologies and needs that do differ between BEV and ICE, for the most part, our products are very similar.
Yeah, actually there is a phenomenon that with the rapid development of this new industry, I mean the EV, intelligent driving, a lot of things, everything's new. So especially in China, many OEMs, actually they want to co-create products with their partners, suppliers. Do you have this kind of similar experience?
Absolutely. And it really depends on the customer, but many customers allow their strategic suppliers to work with them up front. So for us, it's very important to establish that relationship, prove through current production, through quality and delivery that you're a strategic supplier. And once you're a strategic supplier, then you can get engaged with them up front in advance and do co-development. And so much of what's happening in the BEV world, as well as still in the ICE world, working with customers to develop what they look for, what they need, is very important. It also provides the opportunity for us to, because there's two areas of technology development. There's customer-driven and market-driven technology that comes to you and says, this is what we need, and then you work on it and you develop something new. There's also technology and products that are enabled. They're enabled because there's a new technology and a new capability that allows us to then come up with a design and development and present it to the customer. It might not be something they're already aware of.
Yeah.
So this is really, there's two development. One pushes to the customer, the other one comes from the customer in the form of a pull.
To be innovative actually is not easy job because sometimes it fails. How will you, I mean, do you have certain decision process to guarantee the success of innovation? To make sure every money you spend are worth it.
Yes, so it's a great question. We look at development, there's two different types of development. The majority of our development is very customer focused and very market focused, and it follows a development process, and that process has gates. And so the process is similar to a production process that's set up to make sure that when you're developing this product, there's value at the end, that there's actually a market for it, and that you're not just developing for development's sake. So we follow the process, and most things make it through that process. When you look at the earlier development, like something more of a reach, something more exotic, some new technology that's never been seen before. When you're developing that type of technology, you have to accept the fact that a lot of what you work on will not make it, because you're trying to be very successful in a very small space. So you spend some money, you know that sometimes it won't work out, but when it does work out, the benefits are tremendous. So you accept some loss in that area, that longer range, more extensive development.
But we have to try, otherwise nothing happens.
Exactly.
So on the roadmap of your technology innovation, what will be the future trend, let's say in next decade? What's your priority on that field?
So the priority, the focus is around technology around the products, but also BEV, as you mentioned earlier, does drive certain technology things. It drives lower mass. It drives more intelligent systems. And so when we do our technology roadmaps, they're guided by what we get from the customer, what we get from the markets, but it's also guided on some of our own ideas of what we want to present that maybe isn't out there. So we follow these technology roadmaps, we keep them current, we review them on a regular basis. We're here in Shanghai and we're talking about the China market, and one of the great things about the China market is it's driving so much technology and innovation around BEV. So if you're here and if you're in BEV vehicles like we are, it exposes you to a lot that helps the overall company on a global basis. And our technology roadmaps, the other benefit of that Inteva has is we're a global company, truly a global company that interacts. So we're getting that feedback. We're getting those market trends from around the world. And if you do that, if you really accept that and you take that information in from everybody in Europe, in the US, in China, in Japan, in India, if you take all that input and you really seriously consider it, then the result is even that much better, that much more thoughtful, that much more impactful for the entire automotive industry.
Can you share with us more insights about the different market trends? Let's say, for example, in China, EV, of course, growing really fast in last decade. But in Europe, it slowed down, right? In other markets, maybe it's totally different stories.
Yeah, I go back to a comment that I made earlier. A good latch, a good window regulator, a good motor, a good interior, it really is good whether it's in China or whether it's in Europe. And so while we take feedback from all the regions, we know that most of what we work on is really applicable to multiple regions. The most important thing is that we get this feedback, again, from all these different regions. And again, China is leading the way in many ways, and the Shanghai Auto Show has become the place to be to understand the trends. So we'll learn a lot during this time frame. We've got people from around the world that are here at the show that will also experience what happens, and we'll learn from this, and that information will go out to the global Inteva organization.
So do you have the chance to try the Chinese EV, the car, in person?
I've been inside them. We get driven around, and it's a very beautiful car. We sell to so many Chinese OEMs, and the vehicles are also beautiful, but it's just an amazing environment for BEVs. Because living in the US, there is some BEV penetration, but it's not that much. Here, BEV is everywhere. And it's amazing, and the vehicles are truly amazing vehicles. So yes, I've experienced it, and I just find the cars incredible. And the diversity, so many different brands, that's amazing. It really is amazing that this many brands are still alive and surviving in this highly competitive market. So our experience is when our teammates drive us around, like we've been in some of their personal cars, or we go to our plant and we'll go out and look at the different vehicles and the different technologies. That's how we see the vehicles. Just so many, it's hard to...
We also have this Zoom meeting connection and globally with other regions in the car. That is
So let's talk about China. What's the current presence of Inteva in China right now?
Oh, the current, and we have 3 tech centers in China, and also we have 5 plants. And we have our 3 product lines, and all we have and operation in China. And we have closures, we have the window regulator, door module, and the latches. And also we have a motor, electronics, and we make a lot of the motors for our window regulator applications. And also for interior business, and we only have a small part of that, and we have our TPO materials and manufacturing in China.
How about the customer structure?
Oh, customer structure. That's very, very diversified customer base, because we have one policies, and one single customer cannot exceed 25% of our business.
Oh, why?
Because we want to keep the more customer diversified.
Oh, okay.
We want to be diverse.
We don't
want to be too reliant on one customer, and most customers don't want to have suppliers who are all mostly dependent on them. So, we really try to have no customer be greater than 25%. We'll never give back business. We'll always take it, but it just makes sure, it forces us to make sure we're pushing to get revenue from other customers that are maybe smaller to us.
When we have a single customer, the business, the revenue exceed than 25%. I have been challenged by the management executives. And it's not just to return the business to customer, we need to increase the cake. Increase the general, the revenue, and the single percentage will be reduced.
Yeah, I did not mention it earlier, but we have over 100 customers worldwide. So just about every OEM around the world that you can imagine, we sell something to. Not all of our products, but we sell one of our products to them. So we have a very diverse customer base.
Yeah. And for the customer base we talk about, and we, in China, still 80% of our revenue come from our traditional customers. But it's not for ICE, it's all for
EV.
the EV.
Yes.
Yeah, even field of traditional. Another 20% are from, the new startup.
We see that in China, the local brand, Chinese OEM, actually they take nearly 70% market share according to this first quote. I think they have different demands for suppliers, right?
Yes.
How do you cope up with their demands? I think speed, cost efficient.
Yes, it's safety. And they also want to have a more intelligence and about the part how connected with the whole systems. They have a modern styles, and that's why we have developed our product portfolios, and we developed the e-latch, and that can release and cinching, controlled by the body system. And also we developed the frameless window regulator system, and that is looks like more modern style. And also we develop our high torque motor to use on our window regulator systems. And that is make our business is the more success and with our customer, especially for the EV customers.
So for the R&D, you mentioned a lot of innovation. It happened in China or outside of China? Let's say the headquarters.
It used to be, and more in other part of the world, and just recently, and we, with the support from a headquarters, and also with continuous improvement in China, and everybody sees the big market and the dynamic and the change, and we need to be locally and to be quicker and to support the customer and in time. That's why we have to continue to improve our engineering capability. And even some of our core engineering capability have been switched from overseas to China in order to provide, the most advanced technology and innovation to the customers.
And we, in the last 4 or 5 years, we made a very concerted effort to do more development in China. Heard the term China speed. That really is a great way to look at our development activities. So we could go to the booth and I could point out some products that were developed in Europe that we use in China. I could develop some products that were developed in China that we use in Europe or use in the US. The most important thing is that we are a global organization and we truly develop around the world, and we don't duplicate development. If China developed a really good latch and it makes sense for these applications, then we just use that latch wherever we can, as long as it still meets those other customers. Now there's always a little bit of uniqueness between customers, but we really try to leverage our global engineering presence, and it has grown significantly in China by choice in the last 4 to 5 years.
I think it's really helpful if you can leverage the local resource to go globally. So you always use the best practice to supply your customer, right?
And also, I know we have a good practice sharing, globally, and that's one of our advantage as a global companies. And with Gerard, I also use a lot of China practice as a benchmark to challenge other regions. And our engineering or our product, development capabilities, and we have done a lot of innovation on our process because we want to be more competitive. That's the only one way we have to continue to move on. We also help other recent engineers to Europe, and also we have a global workshop, engineers sitting together to share all the practice to each other.
How do you evaluate the contribution of China market to global presence?
It's very important. China is a very important element of our business at Inteva. Not only because it's a strong market that's growing, that's sort of the normal criteria that as a business person you would look and say, oh, the revenue's growing year after year, we're with the good OEMs, everything's going well, this is all good. But it's not just about the revenue, it's about the things we just talked about, the engineering support, leveraging each other, learning from each other. Best practices, purchasing. Our purchasing organization is a global organization as well as a regional organization. So they work together to understand this particular type of item is maybe best purchased in China, or maybe it's better purchased in India. All of those different things are all part of it. And if you're truly a globally integrated company that truly leverages your global organization, there's huge benefit. A lot of companies say it, and they are global, but the actual practices, the regions do their own thing. They don't really communicate that often, and it's hard to get them to work together. I'm not saying it's easy. We have to push our company to continue to work together on a global basis and learn from each other and create competition. I could tell you about a couple of products one product in particular that the China team worked on very hard that they developed, and there was another region that thought, I don't know that this is going to work. It's going wonderfully. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to review it on Friday or Saturday. We're going to get a chance to review it. So we truly we truly leverage our entire global organization. And everybody benefits and everybody contributes. That's the way we are.
Yeah, making the progress together.
Together.
Yes.
We have different, we call them Inteva values. One of them is called One Global Inteva.
Okay.
That's it. We're one global team. We all work together. And we have to work hard at it. It's not easy, but we work at it and we're successful.
Proud of you.
Yes,
China team.
Yes, we are. Yeah, they're growing very fast.
I think one reason is because of the tense competition here. If you don't work hard.
Yes.
So it's a very good point. This is the most challenging and most competitive environment for automotive suppliers. And so if your team can be successful in China and you can learn from that team, it's wonderful. And this team under Richard's leadership is just outstanding.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the past years, and we continuously keep reporting and how good of the business of China. And that's it from executives. China is good, the market is good, and that's why you are good. But actually, just recently, Gerard just attended one of these seminars in the US, and he's found out, it's not all American companies' success in China.
Yes.
It's because of
our team.
Our team.
Yeah. That's right. I think for most international companies, actually, the first day they come to China because of the huge market. Then it's manufacturing center. Then the local R&D to support the local customers.
Yes.
But now it's a frontier of innovation. You need to keep up with that, and you need to be flexible, quick, as quick as you can. Work as a local supplier to compete. So I think one reason is that trust, right?
Yes. There's a lot of trust. We are very fortunate with the China organization that we have. It's really an outstanding organization. Both our joint venture as well as our Inteva directed facilities, and it's amazing the performance, the growth. Both of them have grown considerably, and in an environment that's changing. The OEM environment is, as you know, it's changing. New names, new OEMs. Intense competition, so you have to be on top of your game and really performing and very aggressive, or you will not survive in this environment. Yeah. And so we're very, very proud of the Inteva team here in China, and it's part of the global team, and we work together as a global team and we learn from each other.
That's also one of the core competitiveness of Inteva, right?
Yes, it is. We focus quality. Everything starts with quality. But we just got a wonderful letter Richard showed me, and they complimented us on 0 defects and being a leader, and they're very thankful. And when you get a letter like that from a customer, it just makes you so proud of the organization. And so everything starts with quality here in China first, and then you have to remain cost competitive. There's pressures every year for cost, so you have to drive and reduce cost continually. You can't just, oh, we won the business, we're done.
No.
We can go home now.
Not anymore.
No, it's constant every year. What have you done? What have you done to reduce your costs? So you do those things, and you have good engineering, and that's how you stay in the game. And as I said, very proud of the China team and all that we've accomplished here.
Sustainability is also important. Any initiatives you're taking to maintain the sustainability for the future?
For sustainability, we made a pledge. I think many companies have made a pledge for operationally carbon-free by 2035. So we're on that path, but that's really long-term. Mm-hmm. In the short term, I look at our products. So while we don't have a huge presence in interiors in China, we have an incredible product portfolio called Inteva. Mm-hmm. It's kind of off of our name Inteva. Mm-hmm. That is TPO based. Richard referenced it. And the sustainability is outstanding. And one example, and this product has been in production for several years, when you produce an interior and you're using a roll good, which is a flat roll good that you later laminate on a retainer for your instrument panel or your doors, mm-hmm. you usually stamp out a piece of material and there's offal. Mm-hmm. And this used to be always waste. Mm-hmm. And what we did is we designed a process where that offal comes back in, gets reground, put back in, and then gets put in a secondary layer when we repurpose it. So we use it all. We don't throw away anything. And this process has been in our something we manage in our production in the U.S. for a very long time. It's been recognized with multiple awards. Yeah. In fact, we use all of our offal, and then we have to go find other people's offal because we just use it all up. So we're very proud of that. There's many examples of our products that are sustainability driven, and we're very excited about what we bring to the market, especially in interiors in that area.
So in the operation in China, we also have our metrics and on the sustainability and with each of the plant.
Yeah, I mean, everybody should be doing sustainability in the operational facilities, and of course we do that in all of our facilities globally, including here in China. So we're very focused on long-term sustainability through our product design as well as our operational performance.
I think every success relies on talents. People matter, everything. So what's your strategy about the human resource? I mean, in China and globally? Because have a wonderful team, you can win almost every battle, right?
Yes. Yeah. Let me start. This is most important. Without people, you can do nothing, and that's most important. That's most critical and for our business. And we in China, the success, in the past years, and we think is coming from our people and from our talent, and. I just want to give you some examples on how we work on the people. And everybody, and when Inteva join the China organization, and we will develop the skill metrics for each of the people. Everyone. And and the next time, and we review, on regular basis. A quarterly base, as
every 6 months,
and with the supervisors, and to review, we try to identify, among all these employees, who are the real talents and have the potentials.
Okay.
And once we identify all these key persons, and we have the system, and we will, develop, the career paths and to discuss with them, and also we will find the gap and for their future interest and with the current skill metrics and provide the training and program. That is, and also we will have people to help them. We'll assign the mentor,
okay,
and to help them to grow.
Okay.
And I think that is from individual perspective.
Yeah.
I'm from a company perspective, and we work with them. The most people, they don't like the company because of a lot of conflict, and with the peoples and the department, the boundaries.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why we try to
Create and develop a transparent communications.
everybody can clearly and with no layers can direct talk to management directly. And also we try to try our best reduce the boundary of our department. The boundary of the department causes a lot of problem.
Yes.
And we don't want actually the department exists only as a kind of as a format, and we want the department exists as a group of experts.
Yeah.
We intentionally to reduce the control power of the department. And everybody, actually our business is not run by the department. Our business is run by the program. And each program leader, and they can organize the program team cross-functionally.
Okay.
And actually that is make our business growth, because this small group was customer oriented and the result oriented.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't listen to any supervisor or managers, only listen to the customers. And that's we always say, and we put customer at our center of our business.
That's very special.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Richard described the process from an HR perspective, how we manage our people and how we retain people. And he described basically what we do globally. And as an example, so Richard will bring forward his team and present it to our global leadership team. So we see Richard's team. Richard presents, this is my team, here's the people and how I rate them, here's what we're doing with them on a development, on an individual basis. So that integration globally is a great example of why globally we're a strong organization, because we have that connectivity, and Richard's team and what he described is what the other teams do as well. And so all together they present at a high level this process to their colleagues globally.
Yeah. That's not easy. I think it takes a lot of extra efforts.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, another one I just want to mention is, that's very important. People don't like the current job because they don't know the meaning about the life. They don't know meaning about this job. And that's most difficult. And we try always try our method and the different ways, the cultures, everything, and try to come up with their career growth personally and combine with our business growth and the company goal. And if they see and they value their contribution on the whole value stream map, and they know what they are and they know where they go. I think that's the most important.
Help them find the mission, right?
Yes.
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 When they find the mission, it's self-driven.
Yes.
Yes. You're right. Yes. The most important, that is self-driven. That's most powerful than inside to outside. That's more powerful.
Motivation from inside.
Yes, that's really important, especially in the dynamic competition market.
Yes.
Sure.
You have to let your staff sometimes make the decision by themselves. They can find the problems. They can give the feedback. Otherwise, they just follow the routine, the process, the fixed one. Then nothing happened, right?
Nothing happened. Yes. We encourage our employees and have a network communication, just like the internet companies, and we want to make some change from a traditional manufacturing to more openly and organizations.
Your organization is very flexible.
Yes, has to be.
But as a manufacturer one, it's not flexible type, right?
So we have to be flexible as an organization, because the automotive industry now just changes so much, right? Whether it's the industry trends, whether it's some global issues, political or otherwise, there's so much change that you have to be able to respond to. OEMs, volumes up and down. The stability that we used to see 5 years ago is totally gone now. So you must be flexible in the way you manage your people, the way you manage your resources, the way you execute operationally. By the same token, as you just said, flexibility brings problems into an operating environment, into a manufacturing environment, because in that environment you want consistency.
Yes.
You want, because that's directly the result of whether you get quality or not. So you have to have very robust product designs and very robust systems that if you do change things, you still get a quality product out at the end of the day. And it's a big challenge. It's become an even bigger challenge as of late with everything changing, the way it changes, volumes and everything. In a perfect world, my senior operations vice president, in the old days, we're just making so many of these. We make them every week. We make them for the year. Everything's good. But it's not like that anymore. It just changes so much.
I still remember that during the management science, there is a saying that no news is good news.
Yes.
Right? I used to say that. But now everything changed. So you need to be flexible to catch up the dynamic environment to survive for the future.
Yeah, especially in China.
But Chinese OEMs now are going outside. So how can you enable them globally?
That's one of our advantage because we have 13 tech centers and 30 operations globally, and in Asia, North America, and Europe. When the Chinese OEMs and they go to overseas and set a plant over there, we always can locally, quickly provide our product and support.
Very, very easy for us. If we're producing something for a Chinese OEM in China, and they set up a plant in Europe, or they set up a plant in India, or they set up a plant in the United States, we have facilities in all those places to be able to produce and very easily transition the technology to that country, if it's appropriate. Sometimes you're still better off producing in the original country and shipping, or producing locally. Whatever it is, we can do it. And we can help our Chinese customers understand the different markets and produce for them locally. Because we're with so many Chinese OEMs here that we have some really good experience that we can leverage wherever we are, which is everywhere else in the world too. So we're very fortunate. We're very fortunate that we have a presence and a footprint around the world, technically as well as operationally.
From your perspective, if the Chinese local brands want to be successful globally, what will be the key issue they should focus on?
Based on my experience, I think the first thing is local production, local vehicle production is coming, it's required. That I don't see that, I see that as becoming a necessary thing. So establishing production regionally is going to be important. But I also feel that there's a cultural change. As we've seen some Chinese suppliers go to different regions of the world, sometimes there's an issue of cultural integration. It's no difference when somebody comes and they want to produce in China, or whenever you change and you go to a different culture, it's very important that you learn about that culture and how you interact with workers and how things are, because it's different in every region in all the world, because culturally it's different. How we produce in our plants in France are different than our plant in Romania is different than our plants in the US. So they're all different. And so you just have to really adopt and understand and appreciate what local customs are. That'll be a very important priority in my mind for Chinese OEMs as they expand outside of China. But the products are great. The products can work anywhere. So that's maybe the hardest part is getting the product right. So if the product's right, the other things hopefully will come in line.
Yeah. A lot of things need to learn, right?
Yes, we all do.
Okay. So how do you see the potential of the China market in the next 5 to 10 years?
potentials, I mean, Richard can comment from his perspective. Potential from my perspective is just great. We just continue to grow. Our company just continues to grow in China through performance, through commitment and customer focus. We continue to grow, and the market continues to grow. And if you look at the global projections for market, China's market is projected to continue to get bigger and bigger. But just because it gets bigger doesn't mean, and you have a presence, doesn't mean you grow with it. Richard said this, we grow because we have great people.
That's right.
And I feel very strongly about the fact that the intensity of competition is always going to be there. So you have to perform. And just can't be any more proud of the team that Inteva has in China and the great work that they do here. And so as a result, we've been successful, and we would expect to continue to be successful. It's very exciting for us. And again, learning from what happens in China, and leveraging that around the world. Both directions. Everybody learns from everybody.
Yeah.
That's the perfect world for me. As the CEO of the company, that's the perfect world. Everybody learns from everybody.
Okay. How about you, Richard? What's your expectation?
Oh yes, that's
Your
great.
KPI?
They always be the challenge, the China business have to be, the growth rate have to be higher, much higher than industrial growth rate.
Okay.
And that means, and our team in China, we have to be working more harder and to get the business from somebody else, because we have to be higher than every industrial growth rate.
Okay.
This is why he's a great leader.
Yeah. Self-driven.
That's right.
Always aim higher.
Yes.
You find the right person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to a Chinese customer?
To our Chinese OEM customers, I would just say thank you. We value your business. We work incredibly hard to meet your expectations. And for us at Inteva, our China business is very important to the company overall. And thank you. That's what I would say to the Chinese customers.
Wow.
感谢我们的客户，感谢我们以后未来的潜在的客户。我想让他知道呢，恩坦华是外企里的民企，因为它灵活有竞争力，而又是民企里的外企，因为它有技术又严谨，所以用恩坦华的产品永远不会错。恩坦华祝大家成功，祝大家车卖得好。
Wow. Anything you want to say to your Chinese team?
Thank you. We're just very fortunate to have such a wonderful leadership team, as well as a wonderful team. And every time I come, Richard and the leadership team, I get to see all of our plants and all of our facilities, and there's so much energy and so much positive approach to our job and to our customers. And we just opened a new facility last year, and it's always great. It's always a great environment, and I think it's because of our people. So I would say thank you. That's what I would say.
Okay. What impressed you most in China?
The Great Wall.
Oh! Okay.
And the people.
And the people.
Of course, the people. It's just amazing that again, the focus, the hard work, and the dedication. Just amazing.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for your time to accept my interview. Thank you.
Well, thank you.